Hola, bienvenidos. Mi nombre es Gabe, and today I'm gonna talk about my 150 hours of comprehensible input. Um, so I just hit that mark, and I'm really excited about it. So I wanted to make one of the videos. I saw other people doing their comprehensible input benchmark videos, and so I was like, let's do it. Um, so I got. I guess first I'll start with why I got started on Dreaming Spanish. I meant to do a video when I got 50 hours, but I didn't. I didn't do that. So I got started because my church is doing a youth group missions uh, thing to El Salvador, and I was like, you know what, this is perfect time to learn Spanish. Also, I take dual enrollment classes, and I was taking a Spanish class um, through through a college, and I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. I'll take the class, and I'll see how much Spanish I learn. Um, in reality, I didn't actually learn very much Spanish from the class, and so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna find a better way to do it. Obviously, I still had to take the class to get the credits, um, but researching, I found Dreaming Spanish, and so far I have learned so much more than I ever thought I would in Spanish. Um, and so, yeah, that's why I started. I have a list of things I wanted to make sure I talk about. So, let's see. One thing that I wanted to make sure I talked about was trying not to watch too many things outside of Dreaming Spanish before you have probably like 100, 150 hours. Um, because there's a point where I was watching Peppa Pig, and it was kind of like, oh, I can just watch Peppa Pig instead of doing Dreaming Spanish. But I didn't. It wasn't really. I understood the gist of what they were saying, but it wasn't really comprehensible input. I feel like to me, because I was only understanding like 60 to 70% of the words, and I wasn't learning new words. It didn't feel like I was getting better at listening to it. Um, but I have about 30 hours of Bluey and Peppa Pig in Spanish. Um, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that as long as you're still learning Spanish. Um, but there's a point where I was like, you know what, I am not actually learning anything, so I'm gonna just keep going on the Dreaming Spanish videos, which I know are a lot more helpful for me. Um, but I don't think there's anything wrong with doing a little bit of Peppa Pig, a little bit of Bluey, whatever, as long as you still get the gist of like what they're saying. Um, I just feel like you learn faster by doing the Dreaming Spanish videos, at least at the beginning. Um, let's see. When I do it right now, I watch pretty much just not advanced videos, intermediate videos, um, and I don't think there's anything wrong with doing. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing like beginner to intermediate, even some of the easier advanced. Uh, right now, when I watch the videos, I have it listed from easiest to hardest. That is what I recommend. I don't recommend doing it oldest to newest. That does not make to me that doesn't make sense because the older videos kind of suck. Like they're fine, but they're not the best. Um, and they don't have new. It's pretty much all the older videos are just Pablo. It doesn't have Andrea, which I found Andrea was very helpful for the beginner videos. They're very entertaining, and it's very like, oh, let's learn this together. She acts out stuff, and so that was very helpful for me. Um, and but yes, if you list it from easiest to hardest, then you can kind of figure out what level you're at, what like which videos that it's like, oh, I understand 90% of this. This is great. Then I can keep watching those and learn that 10% that I'm missing. Um, that's what I recommend. Let's see. Oh yeah. Yeah. So today I actually watched Shrek in Spanish, um, which, to be honest, I would say Shrek is above above the level that I'm at right now. But I've seen it in English multiple times, many times, and so it actually wasn't that bad. I would definitely count it as comprehensible input because I because I've seen it in English. I knew what they were saying when he's like, "What are you doing in my swamp?" Like I understood what they were saying in Spanish, and so I don't know. I feel like because I understood that, because I had watched it in English multiple times and I knew the movie, it was a lot easier to watch it in Spanish. I wouldn't just watch a random movie that I've never seen before in Spanish at the level that I'm at because I wouldn't understand any of it. Um, I did watch it with Spanish subtitles, um, in Spanish, obviously, which I definitely think helped me because it helps me figure out like it helps me hear the individual words instead of just hearing like a long blurb of things, and that doesn't really help. Um, so yeah, I would recommend if you're doing a movie something above your level. I do recommend captions. I'm not sure what Pablo says about that, but you know that's what I figured out was helpful for me. Um, I did try watching Batman. Also, I don't remember which movie it was, but I watched Batman in English with my brother, and then I rewatched part of it in Spanish. And because I had seen it in English before, it was like, oh yeah, I know what they're doing, and so I was able to focus on like getting the gist of what they were saying. I don't know if that makes sense, but I figured that was actually what helped me. So um, I don't I don't think I'm missing anything. Um, I have noticed a ton of improvement from even 50 hours to my 150 hours that I have now. Um, and I hope to continue to see that progress. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to get 300 hours before my trip to El Salvador, which might be a little ambitious because it's in like 2 months. Um, so I didn't start out, but right now I'm doing 2 hours and 30 minutes a day of Spanish, which is a lot. You do not have to do that much, but since I have a goal, I have a deadline that I was like, you know, this is the time to do it. Um, and I didn't even start out. I started at like 30 minutes a day. Um, and if that's all you can do, totally do that. It's totally worth it. Um, because I've learned so much. Uh, yeah, I think that's all I have. But thanks for watching, and I'll probably see you in the next video.